Hey y'all, what's up? Okay, so one of the reasons I really wanted to start this YouTube channel was so that you guys could see the behind the scenes of kind of building a business from scratch. If you're new around here, what's up? My name is Jessica Lauren. I am the host of the Sunday Jumpstart podcast. I help goal getters ditch the excuses, do the work, and make ish happen. And I used to primarily just be a media company, just focusing on my podcast and my blog and all of that jazz. Well, I'm going into tangible products. I'm starting a stationery company because I am a planner paper girly. I always have been. My mama ain't had to buy me no Barbie for Christmas, no Addie Dow, none of that. Really, all she had to do was come in the house with some markers, some pencils, some crayons, some paper, and I was good to go, me and my siblings. So it's been on my heart this entire journey to create a planner. I'm not going to show the cover because I feel like that'll be a fun reveal for later on, but I really want you all to be a part of this journey. So what we're working on, looking at right now, is the inside of InDesign. That's what I've been using to create this 12-week planner. It is undated, which means if you get a big idea, you could come on over to the SundayJumpstart.com and pick up this 12-week planner. If you've been listening to the show for any length of time, you know I'm a huge fan of only planning for 90 days, aka 12 weeks. I can no longer plan for the entire year. It's really not conducive to me. It just gets me in my head. I don't take any action. With the 12-week year and just thinking of things in quarters, for me, it helps me move with more intention. I don't procrastinate. I just get ish done. So this is my planner, and I just want to show you the inside of it. So before each set of 12 weeks, you get a new quote. So I decided to go with Erykah Badu's "Write It Down on Real Paper with a Real Pencil and Watch Ish Get Real," Erykah Badu. So this is all about writing things down. So we're going to first start off with just some dotted lines, right? Space to get those ideas of yours out of your head and onto paper. Then we continue on with a little bit more of dotted lines and then a dot grid, just because some people like to draw things out or whatever the case may be. Then after that, after you've gotten, it's pretty much a brain dump. After you've gotten all of that out, you're going to try to focus on your top 3 goals for the 12-week session, right? And I'll link some podcast episodes that I already did explaining this type of planning, right? But really quickly, for all intents and purposes, just going to break down your top 3 goals. Now, the reason I'm going through this is that I still need to proof some things in here. So you guys are going to see some mistakes, see some jankiness, and that's okay because we're all in this together. Hey, High School Musical, what it do? Okay, so after you've broken your ideas down into just 3 main ideas. That's the whole point. You're not going to focus on 50 projects during the 12 weeks. You're only going to focus on 3 things. You're going to come up with an action plan. How are you going to make it all happen? Here's where you can plot out your next best steps. So we got our goal number 1. Why is this goal important for you to achieve? What are your major tasks? What are the deadlines? And when did you complete it? And then over here, I help you come up with an accountability plan, right? You won't always feel motivated to do the work. So that's when you have to rely on discipline, create a game plan for how you can commit to showing up. Even on the days you don't want to, how can you show up on low energy days, mid energy days, and high energy days? This is just helping you come up with a game plan when you don't feel like doing nothing. We got some affirmations. Who are going to be your accountability partners? When are you checking in with them? And what topics are you going to discuss? And how will you celebrate once you accomplish this goal? So we have action plans and accountability plans for goal number 1, goal number 2, and goal number 3 should be on here somewhere. See, I told y'all, we working on this together, and I will be sure to fix that later. So I'm glad we doing this, y'all. Like I said, we're all in this together. So after we've done the 3 goals, not just the 2, right? You're going to come in. Actually, let me make sure. Yeah. Girl, I'm messing up. X that part out, Jessica. Okay, so after you finish the 3 goals, which should be there, again, I'm really happy we're doing this together. You get your undated month, right? So you're going to write out your month. I'm just giving you the days of the week. There's some space here to write out your notes and then fill out the dates. After that, we have a weekly focus, right? So you can do affirmation of the week. I'm still not sold on affirmation of the week. It might be intention of the week. Again, I'm going through this because I'm about to order my first samples. So I'll have my first physical products. So I'm still kind of playing playing around with some things, right? So it might be intention of the week feels a little bit more aligned right now. So we might try that. And I'm kind of playing around with everything being lowercase. I love it, but I don't know if everybody else will. So after you've done your intention of the week or affirmation of the week, list out your 3 main goals. When did you finish them? Here are the action items you need to focus on. We got a habit tracker if you want to track your water, your vitamin intake. How many times did you show up on Instagram or YouTube live? You could just track it just to see what's going on. Again, another dot grid for my people that like dots. Here's your blank weekly agenda. You got your schedule for the morning, midday, and PM. You just write the date there. After that, we're going into our daily pages. You got your date, circle which day it is, top priorities, supportive task, your schedule, any notes you want to, continue on. Maybe this is for groceries or whatever the case may be. And then here, what I really, really like are these end of the day reflections. It changes for each day. So what worked well today? What challenges did I face? I'm thankful for. What does self-care look like today? How did I show up today? What did I avoid and why? How can I ask for help? How can I show myself some love today? What was my intention for the day? What was my biggest distraction? How did I get back on track? What do I need to stay focused next time? I feel most productive when? Tasks I enjoy doing the most. Least favorite tasks, what can be delegated or outsourced? And this is just helping you try to figure out what tasks do I love? Who can I give it to somebody else? Like each day you're trying to figure out how can I optimize my productivity, right? And some of them are self-care mindset questions, like my favorite memory from this week, my overall mood was, who showed up and supported me, and how can I thank them, etc., etc. And essentially, once we get to Sunday, if you will, then you'll have a weekly review. This is asking you what worked well, what needs improvement, what needs to stop, and what needs to start. Then at the end of the week, you get space to do a brain dump, and then space to create a vision board. I'm toying around with the idea of it being a digital planner because I digital plan as well. Here's where you could put in, pictures from Pinterest, from your camera, whatever. Some of the girlies have the little Polaroid thing that you can just print out. So I love this idea of a vision board. I think it's great. So then the weekly focus repeats again. And then, so we got our big goals breakdown 1, 2, and 3, monthly dated, monthly undated spread, updated weekly. Child, this was a project, okay? Brain dump and vision board. We saw that. So once the 12 weeks are up, you're going to do like a 12-week assessment. Let me see if I can make myself smaller. Yeah, we'll do like a 12-week assessment, right? So what were your proudest moments over the course of the past 12 weeks? Who were your biggest cheerleaders? How can you thank them? What was the biggest lesson you learned? What habits, tools, routines helped you achieve your goals? You've done a lot these past 12 weeks. How will you rest and recharge? What do you want to focus on in the next 12 weeks and intention for the next quarter? So that's that on that. And then I wasn't really I wanted to show you guys these progress reports, which I really, really love. So after each week, after each 4, child, your girl can't talk, pause. Okay. So after 4 weeks, so after a month, you'll do a goal progress report, right? So goal number 1, we're going to list it out. After that, you're going to talk about your top 3 accomplishments as far as goal number 1 is concerned. What challenges did you overcome? What are your next steps? Same thing for goal number 2, goal number 3, etc. So in this undated planner, you can figure out okay, what do I need to focus on for the next 12 weeks, right? And then each week you have some things that you're going to focus on, right? And I'm going to help you go through that. There are daily sheets, an undated monthly calendar for the 3 months. And then you just get these progress reports. And then at the end, you get a 12-week assessment to figure out what do I want to focus on for the next quarter. And then we said progress reports. Oh, you get a weekly review, what needs to stop, what needs to start, so on and so forth. And there's also just a lot of room for notes and bullet journaling and all of those things. So I am going to go through this and just make sure that things are aligned before I get my first thing printed out, my first sample printed out. Oh, child. See, that's what I don't like about InDesign. Every blue moon, it act a little trifling, and we don't like trifle. So I'm going to catch out of this and then just explain a little bit more why I decided to start this company. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so like I said earlier, I've always been a planner girly. I love paper, I love pens. I'm an avid planner user. I love notebooks, cards, all of those things. I've used every planner you could think of, the little cheap ones from the dollar spot and Target to companies like Fringe, Still Classics. I've used them all. Happy Planner. I love stickers. I just really like the piece that is involved and just the hope of planning for your future, right? Like you can be down in the pits, have a good cry, grab a notebook, and the possibilities become endless and you become hopeful again. And I want to get to the point where I can share that with you all. It's awesome to give out tips and tricks and all of those things, but to hold something in your hands that has the blueprint of all of your dreams and your goals and your secret thoughts, that's so sacred. And I want to be able to give that to my audience, right? Especially with this 12-week year. I will link the book in the description. It's an awesome book on how to tackle projects so that you're not feeling overwhelmed and so that you're making action that will propel you closer to your dreams and not just doing busy work because you only got 12 weeks. So I love that. And business wise, the reason I wanted to go into a physical product, despite, what everybody's doing right now with the, impending recession, the market might crash and people are buckling down, is that even at my lowest, me personally, I was still willing to pay a few dollars for the things that made me feel like I was in control of my own life, right? And personally, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, regardless of what the experts may say about starting a business during this time. There are a ton of businesses that started during recessions and during just tumultuous times, and I'm just gonna be one. Good morning. This is Editing Jessica here. It is like 5:26 in the morning. I'm trying to get, some things done before everyone wakes up. But as I'm editing the video, I'm like, I don't think I fully explained why I wanted to do a physical product. Outside of the things that I said, I also wanted to add that I'm looking for kind of a reciprocal relationship, right? Here's the product. If you like it, you buy it. In exchange, I'll receive some money, right? It's just an easy thing. With content creation, it's like, hey, listen to my podcast. Hey, sign up for my newsletter. And doing all those things doesn't necessarily translate into money, right? And I'm grateful for all those things. It's a great marketing tool. But for me, I didn't want to build a business based off of that. I wanted it to be like a super easy exchange. Like when I go to the grocery store and I want some hot flaming Doritos, I pick them up, I purchase them and buy. The way I was doing things, it was kind of like, hey, I'm going to give all this information out for free in hopes that some point down the line, you might buy my coaching program. You might, become a member of the Patreon, right? But I feel like and the principles still exist with physical products, right? You might see it, you might buy it, but there's no pressure. Either you like it, you got the money, you exchange it. I feel like with media companies, how I was feeling was just like you can build an audience of super fans and have people that love you, but that doesn't necessarily translate to dollar bills, y'all. And, when you're doing content creation or a media company, you have to figure out a way to translate that audience into dollar signs. And it's not the easiest thing to do. With physical products, it's literally like, do you want this mug or not? You know what I mean? Like you don't have to take anything personally. You don't have to build a ton of funnels and nurture. It's just very an even exchange. And that's not to say you don't have to work to acquire customers, but it just seems very streamlined, very transactional. I kind of wanted a transactional relationship. Like I said, with the podcast and the blog, people be like, girl, I love your work. I love your work. I love you. And then they're like, well, do you want my coaching program? They didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I've coached quite a few people, 20, 25, some odd people. I was blessed to do it, but it wasn't consistent. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody wants to spend $2,400 to get coached, but you might want like a $25 planner. That's a way that I could still help you and have value without it being like such a big ticket item. Or something that you have to invest in, 6 months down the line. It could just be like, oh, she got this thing, this mug, bam, the transactional. So I was looking for something that was transactional, that didn't have to have all this nurturing and thought, and didn't have to produce so much content around it, if that makes sense. If you have been in this boat, let me know in the comment section if what I'm saying makes sense to you. And I know it's not easy. I wasn't looking for like an easier route. It was just like, okay, if a facet of my business is content creation and the other facet is coaching, then can't another facet just be something that's like ching, 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 just like, here you go. That's it. That's all I wanted to add to this video. So I'm starting off with just a planner for now. A couple notepads and stickers are some of the things that I'm working on. The goal was to have this launched by July for that back to school season, but life was life, and as you guys know, I was just dealing with a lot of things mentally. Now, typically, I'm a person that is I'm a testament of everything is figure it outable, and it is. But this time around for this business, I decided to invest in a coach. Her name is Tatiana Muse. I'll be sure to link her website and her YouTube channel in the description. She is the CEO and founder of the Inspired Blueprint. And if you're a listener of the show, she's been around the show for at least 2 or 3 episodes. She's a wonderful, beautiful person, and she inspires me so much. I've been watching her for years, and I was like, I can bootstrap this and figure this out, but with manufacturing and trying to figure out if I wanted to do stuff overseas versus US and figuring out costs, I just wanted to go to somebody that was an expert and have them mentor me. And sometimes you have to make that decision. I'm not one right now where I have the luxury of wasting time and making a ton of mistakes. I'm open to making mistakes because guess what? I'm human, but I just wanted some guidance from somebody that's been in the game for a minute. So I hired Tatiana to be my coach. She's just helped me out tremendously. So if you're thinking about starting your own stationery business or any business in general, she's really helpful. I'm a part of her membership program and on top of our coaching sessions. So that's where we are now. As far as the process goes, I just have to order a sample. I'm torn between 2 sizes, between a 6x9 or a 8.5 and 11. A 6.9 is more so this size from like Still Classics. You guys know I love the Get It Done planner. This is essentially their 12-week planner. I've always loved this, but I don't like writing in something so small. I have really, really huge handwriting, and I just felt like I couldn't really get a ton done in here. No disrespect to them, I have like 30 of these. So this is what I'm torn between, the 6x9 and an 8x11. It's just like the camera's messing up. It's like a standard, just notebook size. So I'm getting 2 samples of both. Maybe it's not that off, but yeah, I need to get some samples and feel it in my hands and see how things translate. Do I want color? Am I going with just black and white? So I just wanted to show you guys that, and hopefully just inspire you if you're thinking about starting something to just go for it. And sometimes it's okay to invest in somebody if you want to cut those corners and not spend so much time YouTubing and all of that jazz. So it's going to be planners, notebooks. Eventually we'll get to mugs and t-shirts and all of that stuff. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much for joining me for this little sneak peek. You guys be sure to check out the description. I am starting back the newsletter. It is not going to be weekly. It says weekly in there, but it ain't going to be. I'm just going to tell you now, but I want you to sign up because there are going to be some videos that I want to do live, and I want you guys to be a part of that, and just other little announcements and treats and all of those things. Be sure to follow along on Instagram. The handle is @TheSundayJumpstart. Like, subscribe, and share to someone else who you feel might be inspired by this. Let me know if you have any questions. I love you guys. I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you. I hope you have an incredible week, and I'll see you in a couple days on Sunday for a full-length video. All right, guys. Bye.